All right, we're ready to roll when you are.
Thank you, Robin. With
You're
that,
welcome.
I'd like to call to order the Bishop Area Wastewater Authority Board of Directors special meeting on this Thursday, October 29th, 2020. The time is 8:08. At this time, I'd like to have the Pledge of the Allegiance, and I will take the lead on that. So if we'll stand and face the nearest flag, American flag, we'll go with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Robin, would you please take the roll?
All right. Member Mahovey,
I'm here.
Member Stone,
Present.
and Member Pachuki, or Chair Pachuki.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm here.
All right.
And
And
note
that's
for
the
the,
three.
right, and note
Oh,
for the record that Board Member Costello is not here as of this time, and we're looking forward to him joining us. In addition, for the record, we have on the line Jonathan Lesperance, professional engineer from Loomis. We have Ward Simmons from Best and Krieger, our attorney for the authority. Robin, do we have any members of the, oh, we have Jennifer participating, to Jennifer Kraftcheck from the Eastern Sierra Community Service District. Do we have any other people joining this that you're aware of, Robin?
I believe someone is listening in. Jennifer, who was that again?
Yes. And Michelle is off for the remainder of this week and next. So that's why Robin's kind of running the Zoom for us today.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, since there are no members of the public present, there will be no public comment at this time. The next item on the agenda is new business. Is there any new business to be brought before the board? Well, there is, and it's the Bishop Area Wastewater Authority Title 22 engineering report for the secondary undisinfected recycled water disposal via irrigation. Destin, could you please brief the board regarding this matter?
Yes. So as I reported to you at the last meeting, we're going to need to have a Title 22 engineering report done and accepted by the drinking water folks with the state. And that then will allow Lahontan to issue us a administrator of reclaimed wastewater. We, you gave direction for me to start working with Jonathan and Lumos to set up a scope and a schedule and a cost, which is, I hope everybody got the attachment with Jonathan's scope. Great.
Yes.
We, everything on this looks like exactly as we had talked. And just to give you a little bit of, a quick briefing on exactly what's going to take place and why, I'm going to kind of let Jonathan go ahead and have the show for a couple of minutes.
All right, thank you, Destin. This is Jonathan Lesperance with Loomis for the record. I'll go briefly through our proposal, and it starts with the project understanding. As Destin has mentioned, DDW will require a Title 22 engineering report that refers back to the California Title 22 for regulations governing the use of recycled water. Anytime there's a project where recycled water is applied for beneficial use, a Title 22 engineering report is required. This is, as I understand, also a requirement for Lahontan prior to allowing the permit to identify the Bishop Area Wastewater Authority as the administrator of the recycled water in this application. So with that, we put together a scope of work that highlights the process that we'll use in developing the Title 22 engineering report, as well as the regulations and statutes that we'll be following in preparation of that report. We are anticipating having a site visit, a kickoff meeting, tour the site, get her familiarity with the expansion of the area. As I understand, there's an additional 400 acres. They're either acquired or in the process of acquisition from LADWP, where irrigation procedures will be expanded into. I also understand that there's a design being prepared by NRCS for a pressurized distribution system, which would allow for the more efficient application of recycled water. Efficient meaning a broader area and a more intentional application of the volume of water. And we've also included a time and materials task to attend additional meetings as requested. And so that would be if additional meetings are desired by the Bishop Area Wastewater Authority, or I'll refer to as BAWA for the purposes of this meeting. If there's additional attendance at various meetings requested, then that would be under our task 2. The other item is our anticipated schedule. We can complete this within 12 weeks of notice to proceed. That's largely predicated on our existing workload and making sure that we didn't overpromise and underdeliver. So I think 12 weeks to complete the report is something we can certainly hit, hopefully even improve upon, but I'd like to have that 12 weeks available just given all that's going on at the moment. With that, I'll turn it back over to Destin.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. And just so everybody knows, at least I feel we're in really good hands. We met last week via Zoom with the drinking water folks, and I'll be honest with you, I think Jonathan knows more about Title 22 than they do. So it was very nice to see that. And both the district and the city have worked in the past with Jonathan on numerous wastewater projects. So that also helps him. He has a huge amount of familiarity with both plants, and he actually was involved with a study looking at increasing pasture land with his prior firm.
And do we think do we have an external deadline for when we need to have this done? Does the 12 weeks conflict with anything else with the state or anything like that? So
they kind of let Jay backed off a tiny bit and said, when can you get this done?
Okay. All right.
And so we kind of set a preliminary right now, a date of late February to have this completed.
Okay. I was going to say, yeah, we should tell them 16 weeks.
Yeah. Well, if things go well, it might be done sooner than 12 weeks, but I don't want to give anybody any expectations at the state that will be quicker than that.
Okay.
It's also just kind of a fun fact note. We found out now through the state that cows, no matter what they are, aren't supposed to drink secondary treated wastewater, which was in our current permits to be as acceptable. And that came up through this process. So it's something else I'll work with. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So nobody, those cows that have been there for 80 years, really, they weren't there. But
and also, I mean, those cows are drinking from the Owens River.
Absolutely. It may be cleaner, but I
don't know how much cleaner it is. So.
How much cleaner our water is probably.
I don't know. Exactly.
So also, Ward's here and hearing all this, we sent a contract document or an agreement to Jonathan. His team is going through it right now. So as soon as that's knocked out, we'll send it to Ward. If there's any proposed changes, it maybe not, but hopefully Ward will get the last look at it before it's signed.
It's perfect.
Good.
So with that, I guess I would recommend that the board approve the contract, the scope, and the agreement with, well, not the agreement yet, I guess, or give us direction to approve the agreement without changes, and and after Ward has looked at it and move forward with this effort with Lumos and Jonathan.
And delegate Destin to execute.
To execute. Yes, correct. Sorry.
Perfect.
See, I knew you had to be here.
Anything further, Destin or Jonathan?
Not on my end. No, thank you.
Destin, anything further?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Okay. Discussion, Ron and Stephen, any points you want to make or questions?
No, it seems pretty straightforward, pretty reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, I reviewed the proposal and it seems appropriate. I learned a couple of things about the drinking water requirement. I wasn't aware of that, but I understand it.
Good. Thank you, Ron. If there are no further discussion on this matter or further input, do we have a motion?
Sure. I'll make a motion that we approve the contract with Lumos and Associates and designate Destin as the executor.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
And I'll be happy to second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ron. Robin, would you please poll the board?
Board Member Mahovey,
Yes.
Board Member Stone,
Aye.
and Board Chair Pachuki.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 3-0.
I'd like to say thank you to everybody here today on such short notice, but it was important and I couldn't wait till January. So thanks again for making this work.
Yes, and I'll second that. Thank you all. And thank you, Destin and Jonathan, for scrambling as quickly as you did. So looking forward to moving forward with this and putting that task behind us. At this time on the agenda, we have board staff and board reports. Any staff or board reports?
I have nothing to report on my end.
Okay, Ron, how about you?
Nothing to report.
All right, Justin, anything else?
That's all I have for right now.
That's enough. That's enough for today.
Yeah, that was enough. I tried to keep it, made it a little longer than 20 minutes. Sorry, I said 15.
All right. Well, part of that was me, and we'll work on it. Well, then, if that's the case, then at this time, we can adjourn this special meeting of the Bishop Area Wastewater Authority Board of Directors. And the time is 8:20. So thank you all very much for participating today and moving this forward.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Robin.
everyone. We're looking forward to the project.
Yeah,
Likewise.
thanks, Jonathan.
Have a